Okay.
There we go.
Yes.
Well, good evening, everybody. Um, Welcome to Emmaus Dialogues. I'm Jonah Freeman,
And I'm Susie Freeman.
and we are doing something brand new. This is kind of exciting. We've finally put all of the buttons together, and we are actually broadcasting live. That's amazing. For a couple of old people, being able to push all the technology buttons is incredible. Um, so, and Susie, you look pretty.
Oh, thank you.
Um, so, all
Out
right,
in the woods.
yes. And I'm in the library. Okay, this evening we're starting a series, and the title on the road to Emmaus. This is number one. Um, I'm talking about our whole experience of discovery of the Messiah. And so I'm going to bring in our scripture here, and I want to take you to Luke, to the story here in Luke chapter 24. And I'm gonna share my screen here. Um, this is just from the King James Version, just happens to be what we're using at the moment. And this is after the resurrection, and we start off right here at verse 13 in Luke chapter 24. And behold, two of them went that same day to a village called Emmaus, which was from Jerusalem about 80 furlongs, about 8 miles. And they talked together of all of these things which had happened. And it came to pass that while they communed together and reasoned, Yeshua himself drew near and went with them. But their eyes were holden that they should not know him. And he said to them, what manner of communications are these that you have one with another as you walk and are sad? And one of them, whose name was Cleopas, answered and said unto him, are you only a stranger in Jerusalem, and have not known the things which are come to pass here in these days? And he said to them, what things? Yeah, it's amazing that Yeshua is wanting to draw out from these two disciples and have them tell the story. What is it that you're thinking of? He wanted them to express these things. So they begin to tell him, here's a stranger. Now you have to realize that here in Jerusalem, this is the feast of unleavened bread, and the the disciples have just come from the temple, and they've been at the temple services. It's Sunday morning. There is a special Omer offering, and the waving of the wave sheaf in the temple. No one really knows why you do it, except that it was because we had come into the land of Israel many years before, and the people were supposed to bring of the first fruits every year as a thank offering to God. What they don't realize was that presentation in the temple of the omer of barley was actually a sample of the resurrection. It was Yeshua himself who was part of that omer. And now then, all of those festivities are finished. There's still several days left of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And Josephus tells us that there were probably well over 1 million people that had crowded into Jerusalem at this time, coming from all over the world to celebrate the festival. No matter what the actual number of people there were there in Jerusalem, it was a large crowd, and you would have had people camping, staying with friends and relatives and family. They would be everywhere. This road to Emmaus is most likely clogged with people, hundreds of people heading to Emmaus as well, and maybe other towns. So they're not alone. I find it fascinating the pictures that you see that are painted of this scene, and you see a dusty trail and three lonely people on this trail. But that's not the real picture. This was many people, throngs of people. And so this is why they never ask the stranger his name. There's just so many people. People have come from everywhere, and they're deep in thought, and they've gotten lost in this conversation. And they're beginning to explain now, what is it that happened. And they're saying, well, concerning Yeshua of Nazareth, who was a prophet, mighty in deed and word before God and all the people, and how the chief priests and our rulers delivered him to be condemned to death and have crucified him. But we trusted that it had been he which should have redeemed Israel. And besides all this, today is the third day since these things were done. Yes, and certain women also of our company made us astonished, which were early at the sepulchre. And when they found not his body, they came, saying that they had also seen a vision of angels, which said that he was alive. And certain of them which were with us went to the sepulchre, and found it even so as the women had said, but him they saw not. And he said to them, O fools, slow of heart to believe all that the prophets have spoken. Ought not the Messiah to have suffered these things and to enter into his glory? So, beginning at Moses and all the prophets, he expounded unto them in all the scriptures the things concerning himself. So, imagine you're on an 8-mile hike. I don't know how fast you walk. I don't know that the ground was exactly level from Jerusalem to Emmaus, but I imagine that they didn't get there in short order. They weren't jogging. This would have taken a little bit of time, maybe easily 3 hours. Perhaps if they slowed down and had some lunch, they could have spent 4 hours on the trail. And
Jonah,
yes.
sorry to interrupt you. I just noticed that it says standby on my side. Does it say standby or on air on your side?